Hello everyone, today is going to be really exciting because we got this, the Studio Series 106 Optimus Primal from the Transformers Rise of the Beast. So this is one of the two figures that I got in my recent trip to Taiwan, the other one being the Studio Series 109 Concept Art Megatron. So we'll be covering this one in a separate video. Today we'll be concentrating on Optimus. So this is one of the figures that I always wanted when it was on sale here in Singapore, but never really got around to getting it. And online it was always going for about 80 plus to 100, slightly over 100 SGD. So when I saw this one on sale in Taiwan for just 69, it was on a 30% discount, so had to have it. Very glad I finally have this figure. So today, right, we'll be going over the unboxing, the transformation process, and then I'll also give some final thoughts about coming from the perspective of a casual collector. I would hate for these figures to be sitting in a cabinet, a display cabinet somewhere in the house, only transform 1 or 2 times and then just sitting there, never touching it again, always on display. I want to be able to play with it. The playability of the figure is very important to me. How posable, whenever I'm bored at work or just bored of stuff, I want to pick it up, transform it, play with it, make some nice poses, have it kind of interacting with my other figures. And so yeah, that's where I'm coming from. So without further ado, let's open this guy up. Alright, got my trusty penknife and scissors ready. So let's open this guy up. On the back you see the beast modes and the robot modes. 34 steps for transformation. And the figure inside. There he is, standing on his cardboard backing. It's about the size of my hand, I guess. Almost the size of my palm. And he's got some weapons, his sword, his axe, the other sword, and packaging for, I guess, another weapon. Alright, so let's get him out from his little confines. He's got a really nice background. Okay, that's mine. Let's first remove weapons. Sword. And here's the other sword. And his axe. Ooh, alright, yeah. It's his chain whip thing, which I guess we can assemble it later. There's 2 of them. Alright, here we go. Alright, so now we've gotten him out from his box. Taking a look at the figure, looks really nice. Got some really nice detailing on the face. It's really cool. Nice panel work, panel lines. Got some fur sculpting on his chest, his shoulders and his forearms. Back of his legs as well. Spinning around to the back view, again really nice detailing. It's not just flat panels, you got panels on top of panels, creating a very 3-dimensional look. Same deal with the front. You can even see some battle damage that is painted on. Some chips and scars again, and they are asymmetrical, so they're not same on both sides. So that makes for some really nice, storytelling in terms of what Optimus Primal has been through. He's been through so many fights, so many battles that he's all banged up. Taking a look at his articulation, starting from the head, you can look up, all the way up, front and sides. His mouth can also be open, so you can recreate some nice, roaring poses, right? And his shoulder pads can be lifted up and down to allow for more range of motion. His arms can go up 90 degrees, even more. He can kick out on the front, back, in fact 360 degrees. It's on the ball joint. And the biceps can swivel left and right. Again, all the way around. His elbows can turn front, back. His fist can rotate. And fingers can be opened up quite far, as you can see here, all the way out. It's split into the first two fingers and the last two fingers. Pretty cool. The thumb is fixed and cannot be rotated. So coming back to the shoulders, it's really cool because not only can you do like front, back, sides, there's also this butterfly joint in there. So that allows you to really push the arms out so you can create that really nice gorilla pose. So coming to the back, or rather the legs can kick out in front, back. Not too much though, because it is limited by the hip panels over here. So that's as far as it can go. Just like about 20 degrees front, and the back also again is limited by the butt flap. That's all it can go. About maybe 10 degrees or even less. So legs are not so poseable in beast mode. You can go a bit further with the legs, but you have to open them out to the sides to make sure they can go up. I'm not sure in what situation will you need to do this in beast mode. The leg can also open out to the sides, 90 degrees, so that's pretty good. And the feet can also be rotated, although on this copy it's a bit stiff, so it does allow you some freedom, some flexibility in the kind of poses you can hit with regards to balance of the character. How firmly are the feet able to be planted on the ground? So you can do stuff like this. Really cool. Okay. So on beast mode, you can kind of see also, I'm not sure if these are the legs of the robot, a bit of kibble at the back, some battle damage on the paintwork as well. Okay. And looking at the instruction manual, it does say that it has 34 steps of transformation to the robot. So I'm going to study up this booklet for a bit, and then we'll come back and do the transformation, and let's see how it looks in robot mode. Alright, so now let's get into the transformation. Before we do that, I want to just point out that there are certain ports as well on his back that allow you to store his weapons. So these two slots allow you to store his twin blades, and there's also a port on his hip that allows you to snap in his battle axe, like so. Even his chain, alright, let's get this out. even his chain is able to be stored on his hip here via this peg and this hole. You might have to angle the links on the chain a bit so that they don't clash into the back of the legs. Right? So to transform this guy, first thing you want to do is put him back into his neutral pose. Okay. So close his mouth, put his head back looking up front, straighten his legs, straighten his feet. So step 1. So you want to go to the side here, hold the base of his belly, his groin area. We're going to pop his belly out. Okay. Pop this piece open and then just give it a slight push upwards, diagonally upwards out. So you pop his chest, or rather his abdomen, this way. Once you've done that, swivel this thing upwards. Now you want to make his head look upwards to get it out of the way for the next step. Next step, we'll go to the back here, and we're going to pop his back out as well. And then we're going to flip this entire section up over his head. So you notice there's a few joints here, so push the bottom up, okay, the base of the bottom joint, gently push it out and over his head, back to the front view, push the base of the joint, and then we want to have this entire back section to be sitting over this abdomen piece that we flipped up just now. So do that, and it should fit firmly into place here on top of the abdomen. So this piece here, now we want to flip it down like so, and then flip it down again, rotate it, and then flip it down. So this forms the backpack of Optimus Primal. Now we're going to do his head. So flip the entire section down. There will be two heads here. One is the robot head, the other is his beast mode head. You want to rotate this back down facing front, lift it up, rotate it around. Now before you snap this thing into place, push the head back out so it's looking upwards again. Then snap it in, press it in, and then close up the chest. So now the back of his beast mode becomes the front of his robot mode. Now we're going to do the legs. So untap the leg, just give it a pull, and then you'll notice that there's a double joint here on the knee. Just flip it down this way. Do the same for the other side. Untap it and then move it down. Okay, and then you want to flip the knee guards out on both sides, and then the calf area here needs to snap into this knee joint. So just push it in. This way. Now grabbing hold of the knee, you want to firmly just rotate this entire section out and down, making sure that the beast mode feet in line with the calf. Okay, grab the knee joint, rotate it out, and have the beast mode feet flush against the calf. Now that you've done that, notice that there's a hole here, this slot, and this peg here. Okay, so this hole will go into this peg. So same thing, holding on to the knee. Now you want to rotate this black piece around this joint here, and that should allow the slot and the peg to fit in together. There you go. Same thing for the other side. There you go. And now you can flip the knee guards back in to his knee. Okay, and you can flip down the toes here on both sides, and then flip out the heel joints. There you go. And the legs are transformed. Now for the hands, the arms. First step, you want to open up this flap here, open up this bottom flap here as well. Open it up. You want to swivel the fist 180 degrees. Swivel this piece 180 degrees. Do the same for the other side. Open this up. Swivel the fist 180 degrees. Open up the forearm piece, forearm armor, and rotate it as well. And then flip the fist back 180 degrees. Now this step here, all you need to do is to just swivel the entire assembly around, and you will get the robot mode fist exposed. Push this piece down and flip down this forearm armor. So there's a slot here, okay, and a peg here. So those are supposed to fit together. There you go. And do the same for the other side. And then fit in. Slot. Final step, we're going to take this underarm section, pull it out. It's on a double joint, so just push it towards the forearm, and it should fit exactly into place. And there you have it, Optimus Primal robot mode. So it's also pretty well articulated. The head can look side to side, can look slightly upwards and downwards. You have full range of motion on the shoulders, full 360 degrees. Can go up, and if you lift up the shoulder flap, you can lift his arm out even higher. You can make use of the butterfly joints as well to angle his shoulder backwards. And then he's got the same bicep rotation, elbow rotation, 90 degrees front and back, same as the robot mode, or rather the beast mode. And he's got the same fist rotation and finger joints, just like in the beast mode. And now he also has a hip swivel in robot mode that should allow you to achieve some really nice poses. The legs can kick out sideways, slightly more than 90 degrees, front 90 degrees, back about 50 degrees, and a bit of a thigh swivel. The knees go up 90 degrees, and the feet now feature a nice rocking mechanism that allows you to also put him in some really dynamic poses. You got your regular front and back rotation, as well as some toe articulation. So one thing you may have noticed during the transformation and after is that he's got also some cable on his back here. The beast mode feet are very visible, so it kind of looks a little bit odd, but overall the rest of the figure looks incredibly well detailed. You can see even some piston details on his foot. Makes the whole thing really look believable. And there are battle damage paintwork as well on the lower leg, as well as on the chest. And he has the same ports as well on his back that allows you to store his weapons when you don't need them. So overall, there are 34 steps in this transformation. It's a bit more complicated than the other Studio Series figures in the Voyager class or Deluxe class. This one, I believe, is a leader class, which is why it's slightly more detailed and complex. Still, it's quite playable. It's a solid figure and doesn't take up too much space. It's not a gigantic figure that you will need a special cabinet to display it in. Posability is great. I would give it a 8 out of 10, if not for the very obvious beast mode feat in the robot mode, and also the robot mode feat in the beast mode. And my next video will be the concept art Megatron, so stay tuned. Bye bye.